Guten Tag, and that is German for good day. Uh, Gluten Tag is German for good wheat. Not, not really. That second part I kind of made up. Well, when I was in Germany, I needed to pick up a translation gadget because I wanted to kind of speak their language. Granted, I may have slaughtered it, but at least I tried. When I was looking for an object or, let's say, some type of food, I would do my best in typical Perillo fashion to work my way through a word in a language that was really foreign to me. The only language I have a firm grasp on is English, and I could probably look at another language long enough, and if I was immersed in that culture long enough, I could probably do okay with another language. But I'm kind of resolved to just really speaking and writing and largely communicating in English. So what happens when you need to communicate with someone who speaks a completely different language than you? Oh yeah, you could use a translation service, but what if you don't want to wait for that translation service to translate your words into the language that the other person can speak if they can't speak your language? Well, again, I got to give credit to Mona on FriendFeed. One of my favorite friends over there. Kid you not, she finds the most amazing links. And she passed one to me the other day, meglobe.com, meglobe.com, meglobe.com. You sign up, and you can have your friend sign up, or whoever sign up, or if they're already in the system, you can just add them as a friend. And you can type in whatever you want in your language and choose what you want that to be translated into. So it'll do instant, admittedly, machine translations on the fly. Nothing to install. Runs right within the browser. Now, is this the future of instant messaging? I bet. In fact, Google has come out and announced that they're going to start doing a lot more work with crossing over human intelligence with translation services, and I'm sure we'll be covering that at some point in the near future. But until then, if you need something quick and dirty, if you're trying to break through the language barrier far enough to just communicate a basic idea, because as we were experimenting with this, we realized quickly that it wasn't perfect, but for the most part, the ideas came across. Didn't always happen, certainly in a clean fashion, because inevitably when you translate anything and you're using machine translation, it's going to come out kind of awkward, but still kind of cool. You could type something in English and it could be translated automatically. Again, machine, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, Dutch, Chinese. It looks like, oh yeah, Japanese. Is that Farsi? Wow. List kind of goes on and on and on and on. So you can make your profile private. You can make it public. You can disable the user search so people can't find you on here. So yeah, it's all running right within the browser. It's a Flash application, and gotta tell you, it's kind of neat to be able to speak. And this is probably the closest thing we had to a Babelfish, at least on the web, in an instant messenger capacity. I've heard of projects that would do something like this before, but never really saw anything come to fruition. I don't know if it'll ever be perfect. I mean, certainly a machine is only going to be able to pick up on so much because, especially with English, there's a lot of nuances that really you don't see in other languages. It's pretty fluid. Of course, a word can have many meanings, and a lot of machine translations don't pick up on context, and that's where things go a little fishy, so to speak, or babble fishy. So, I think it's a good idea. It's free for you to sign up and try it. If you speak another language, natively or as a second language, try it with a friend, no matter what language they speak. It's pretty simple to use, and I'm sure you're going to have a few guffaws or giggles, depending on how you laugh. It's either a guffaw or a giggle. Maybe it's something in between a guffaw and a giggle, or a guffiggle. I don't know. I just made up that word. Probably means something in some language. I don't know, Swahili. Who knows? Anyway, thanks again, Mona, for passing this along. I really appreciate it. It's kind of fun. Now I know that a service like this exists. MeGlobe.com. In fact, that sounds like something we should talk about on our weekly CNN.com live segments. You know, I do that every week on Thursdays at 5:30 Eastern or 2:30 Pacific. You're free to tune in. Of course, you're also welcome to email me, chris@perillo.com. Stop by the chat room anytime during the week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're typically talking tech and looking at all sorts of new, fun, interesting, useful things. Hardware, software, web services. Doesn't really matter. We just love technology. We eat, sleep, drink it. Do you? Well, feel free to join us. Chat room's here with a live video feed, and we're waiting for you right now at live.perillo.com. We'll see you later.